Ayo Megbopeola is one of the most inspiring women in Africa and the world. She is a typical example of starting with nothing and having almost everything, from lack of self-esteem, no university degree, confusion of ambition and purpose, no supporter, and absolutely zero capital. This woman defied all odds and has become an international inspiration who has met with major world leaders, prepared dinner for officials in the White House, shared stages with Warren Buffett, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, and other iconic personalities in the world. What was her inspiration? What was her story? And how did she make over $100,000 from just $8? This is the subject of today's business motivation.
I started my catering business, No Leftovers Nigeria Limited, in 2007 with a seed capital of $8.
Ayo Megbopeola, this is a phenomenal woman and an inspiration to everybody all over the world. This woman started from nothing to become who she is today. How did she start? At the age of 40, she just felt unsatisfied with her life and she decided to resign from her job against all the advice that she was getting from her friends. Her friends were telling her that your husband is a pastor and not a pastor of a mega church. The decision will not be in the best interest of everybody because you need to support your husband. But she just felt this emptiness inside of her that, okay, I need to pursue something else, I need to go after something else. And what she was thinking she's going to do was actually have a daycare where she actually help people to look after their kids, and she actually initiated herself in 3 months program for that purpose. But before the end of the program, she already lost interest in it, partly because people also who promised her a lot of things did not actually, they were not forthcoming in what they promised her. And then one day she went to her husband when there was almost no more food in her house, and then she went to her husband and asked for money, and then the husband too couldn't really give her a tangible amount of money, and then her husband could only give her 1,000 naira, and that's the beginning of her success. That 1,000 naira, she even cried that day when she collected the 1,000 naira from her husband. Like, what is she going to do with 1,000 naira? And then she went to the market to buy some things, buy beans, and make more money with the 1,000 naira. That moment was a success story. She prepared more money for officials in the White House. Michelle Obama had her more money. It was a phenomenal story. We're still going to get there very soon. So after collecting the money, she prepared more money, and then her sister-in-law came visiting, and then her sister-in-law ate the money, and she was like, wow, this is so delicious, this is so sumptuous. So this is skill, like you can prepare moi as delicious as this. And then the sister-in-law started placing order for the moi that, okay, please, can you make moi for me? She will give her 1,000 naira, that, okay, just give me 1,000 naira. She's not even adding any money on it for her sister-in-law, that, okay, just give me the money that we use to make the moi. And then she make the moi for her sister-in-law, and then the sister-in-law is enjoying her, and then the cycle of her sister-in-law too started ordering moi from her, and then that was how No Leftover started. She was making more money for neighbors, for her friends, for people. And then later on she was like, okay, how do she want to scale this business? And then she said she had a voice, that the voice told her to start hawking moi, that she should take the moi to the school that she resigned. She resigned as a secretary at Corona School, and then she said she would put the moi in a cooler and then go in front of the school and start hawking moi to the parents of the students and pupils that were in the school. And she said it's something that could actually be a thing of a shame. She felt that, wow, this is gonna be a shameful thing for me to do, but she just strongly believed in that inner voice that told her that hawk meme in that school, go to that school and start hawking meme, go to that school and start selling meme to the parents of the kids and the staff as well. They know you already, so they will buy your meme. Your meme is delicious. And she said she packed the meme and then put it in a cooler and then went in front of the school. And then when she started selling the meme, all her friends came to her that, wow, what's wrong with you? You are selling meme, you are hawking meme. Do you know what's wrong? Are you okay? And she said she doesn't know where the confidence where the confidence came from, and she starts shouting, no, 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 this moimoi is different from the ordinary moimoi that you've been eating. This is a delicious moimoi. And she'll be calling the
moimoi for sale, moimoi for sale, buy this moimoi, your life will not remain the same again. You know, I had said it, I popped out of my mouth before I even realized, and I found myself beginning to dance. And then I saw, before I even started shouting, I saw two of my friends who had told me before I left Corona that, Ayo, don't go, your husband is just a pastor, and it's not even a big pastor, he's just a small pastor in a ministry. Just stay where you are. They were the first set of parents that were coming out, and I think that was what gave me courage. I said, no, attack is the best form of defense. Let me shout moimoi for sale before they come to ask me, what are you doing here? And of course, by the time they came, that was exactly what they did. They shook me. They said, Ayo, what are you doing? What exactly are you do you think you're doing? You're hawking moimoi at the gate of Corona? I began to dance. I said, this moimoi is not the moimoi you know. It's a different type of moimoi. The joy that filled my heart and my soul was inexplainable. I began to dance, and of course, I was a spectacle. People came to buy for different reasons. Some came to buy because they felt sorry for me. Some came to buy because they were curious, and some came to buy because they really found my situation very hilarious. But that did not deter me. I sold everything at that gate on that day.
And then one day, she said there was a woman that always come to the school with security guards, and then she always greets the woman, and the woman will not even respond to her greeting. But one day the woman doesn't come with security guards, and then that day she greeted the woman, and then the woman answered her, and she ran to the woman and said, please, I'm selling me, this is what I do, please can you help me? And the woman looked at her and said, wow, I saw you are diligent, you look diligent, I always see you in the sun and the rain, I always see you here hawking meme. I wish to help you, but there's nothing I can do for you. But she said, please help me. And then the woman was like, okay, I run an all service company, and then but we are all Igbo, and then but we need someone who can, we need a caterer who can actually cook Igbo foods. And then she was like, I can cook Igbo food, I can cook it. Meanwhile, she doesn't really know how to cook Igbo food, but because she said she would never say no to anybody who requests her to cook food for her, because she believes that that's her profession, that she wouldn't say no, she would just have to go and learn it. And then she said she can cook different type of food, and then the woman told her to cook a particular meal, give her a card, and then to meet her secretary. After going to the office, they gave her a budget to cook for 100 people and Igbo food, and then she went to a woman in the grocery stores, and then the woman actually gave her the recipe. The old woman taught her how to cook the food. She was almost crying that day in front of the woman, but the woman helped her out and gave her the recipe and how to cook it. She bought the food, delivered the food, and it was noisy in the office that day that, wow, we want this woman, we want no leftover, we want no leftover, we want no leftover. And then that was how they actually gave her the contract in the company. She was cooking food for them, and they were paying her every month. And then that was the beginning of her success story.
Hello everybody, my name is Ayo Megbopeola. I am an entrepreneur. I am the founder and CEO of No Leftovers Nigeria Limited. I am also the president of Association of Business Women in Commerce and Industry.
And then later on, she was reading a newspaper one day, and she was in her exact words, she read, are you a businesswoman? Are you looking for people to invest in your business? Then this is for you. An international company is coming into Nigeria to invest in women, to take them to some 3 months training, and then tell them how to access loan, how to do a lot of things, how to market some business strategy and the likes. And then she wanted to be part of the program as well, so she saw the advert on the newspaper, and then she took it to her husband. And then her husband, but later on, because she had no university degree and she saw that the program is actually in partnership with a university, she doesn't want to go anymore. But her husband told her that do not second guess yourself, because this woman always second guess herself. But her husband told her not to second guess herself, and then she went for the program. And then during the interview, for be proud to being admitted into the program, the people say, wow, your people, the business we are looking for are businesses that these white men can actually invest in and get a return on their money. And then she said, please, invest in this moment. It's actually something delicious. It's something you will get a return on your money. So please invest in it. And then they were, okay, let's try it. And then they had to pay a commitment fee of 60,000 naira. And you know, a lot of things could have actually deterred her from progressing with the stuff, but she didn't actually stop. She didn't give up. They told her to pay 60,000 commitment fee before being enrolled into the program, but she didn't have the 60,000 naira. And then she begged them that, okay, let me pay it three times, 20,000 naira. And then they still had pity on her, and then they allowed her to pay it three times. And then that was how she got into the program. And then she went through the she went through the program, and then at the end of it, the white men said they want three people to share their story. And then some people raised their hands, but she didn't raise up her hand because she doesn't have a university degree. Her English was not that good. And then she said one of the admin came to her, one of the leader of the program came to her and said, "Oh, Ayo, I would like you to share your story." And she was like, how will I stand up in front of the audience? My English is not even good enough for Nigerian audience. How much more will my English be good enough for the white audience? And then the person just encouraged her that I just wanted to speak. I wanted to speak. And then she thought about it, shared it with her husband, and her husband said, okay, don't worry, just go ahead with it. And then on that day, she said she was even forgetting, but her husband was in front telling her that, okay, don't look at anybody, just be looking at me. And her husband was cheering her up silently on the seat. And
I said, I'm a woman who knew nothing. I failed so many times. I was a woman who said, I've toiled all night but caught nothing. But here, check me out. Now I know what benchmarking is all about. I know what strategy is all about. I know what branding is all about. And I could not believe it as the crowd roared in joy, applause, and everybody was like, oh my God, keep going, keep going. When I finished, the Americans came to meet me in that hall. Ayo, you are amazing. I looked behind me and I felt maybe there was another Ayo. I said, no, it's you.
And the white men said they would like to come to our house, to our company, to interview her. But she was like, I don't have a complaint. I'm doing this in my house. And they were like, well, we will come to your house. She was like, you can't come to my house. I live in a remote area, in some other part of the Lagos that it's not safe for a white man to come to that area except you want to be kidnapped. But they said, no, we are going to come. If you can come to this program, to this program, then we can also come to your house. And then they all came to her house. It was even bigger beyond what she was expecting. People from the US embassy, people come with escorts, and then they came to her house. They interviewed her children, and everything like that went on. And then the story was really inspiring. And then that was how left over. That after the interview, that was the beginning of her success. And then she started getting invitation from different angles, from different people, from different organizations. She was invited to the Switzerland World Economic Forum in 2008, and a lot of other things. The most phenomenal part of her story was when she was actually invited to the White House. And it happened like this. She actually went to a bank because during the Goldman Sachs training that she underwent, they taught them how to access loan. And then she went to the bank, wanted to request for a loan for her business, to expand her business. And the bank manager said if she could only be given the loan if she has 70% of the money she's requesting for. And she was like, if I have the 70%, I wouldn't have a need of coming here to demand for 30%. But she was denied the loan, and then she went home. And then later on, she received a call from one of the admin of Goldman Sachs training, and she was asked that, okay, have you been able to access the loan for your business? She said she was even reluctant to say no, but she just had to be blunt. She said no. The other person representing Goldman Sachs on the other end of the phone said, okay, we have a mandate from the White House that we need 2 women to come to the White House to share their story who have actually passed through the Goldman Sachs training, to come to the White House to talk. And she said they need 2 women. She said they said one who has actually been able to access a loan, and the other person who has not been able to access a loan. Not just not being able to access a loan, but someone that has been denied the loan. And they said they found one in Brazil who has been able to access the loan for a business, and then they want someone who has actually been denied. and this, because she said no, that was how she was actually accepted. She was given an invitation to come to the White House, and then she came to the White House and then presented her story. It was phenomenal. It was really special. And then she was invited to the White House again. She served Michelle Obama. Her memory was served as state dinner in the White House, USA. So this, and from there she has actually met a lot of people, connected with a lot of people. No Leftover is actually fast rising. They sell foods in different occasions. They have different orders. It's actually an inspiration to many other catering businesses in Nigeria. So this woman is actually a phenomenal woman. She started from nothing to someone who actually entered the White House, not even once but twice. Someone who has been invited to different world international economic forum. Someone who has actually shared stages with amazing personalities all over the world. So this woman is a typical example of someone who started from nothing. She doesn't have a university degree. She always second guesses herself. She doesn't believe in herself. She always believes the wrong notion about herself, that people don't like her. She always says it in her word that she believes people don't like her. But later when she had to actually submerge that thought that, okay, no, do not second guess yourself. She was actually raped at the age of 10, but she had also overcome that trauma. So everything you may actually want to say that could actually be a limiting factor was actually what this woman, Ayo Megbopeola, has actually experienced.
And I didn't have the prerequisite education at that time. I didn't have, of all my siblings, I was the only one that didn't go to university at that time. So there were so many things haunting me, and there were so many things that appeared as limitations. But I just decided to take a bold step.
And then she came out of all these limiting factors, things that could legally have limited people. She had no university degree when she emerged, but after emerging, she went to Manchester Business School and she was accepted into the school, and someone even paid a large chunk of her school fee. So this woman actually has all the things that could limit someone, but she refused to be limited. She actually discovered herself after 40 years of her life. So this is an inspirational woman, and she has also continued in that path to inspire other women that nothing can actually limit you if you believe in yourself and you go for your dream. And then lastly, one thing that if we didn't touch about this woman, we didn't do justice to her story, is the fact that this woman believes in God. She's a strong believer. She's a warrior on heels. She's a prayer warrior. She always listens to God before she launch out. She always wants to hear the mind of God. She always studies the word of God. In her words, she always studied the word of God. She said, Gentiles shall come to the brightness of his rising. She's an ardent believer. And then going into her personal life as well, her major cheerleader is her husband. Her husband will always support her. Her husband is always there for her. Whenever she's second guessing herself, her husband is always the backup that always inspire her and encourage her that you can do this. Do not second guess yourself.
Hallelujah. Kọ́lá ìyá nǹkan okay.
Àwọn náà ní kí n gbé eléyìí fún yín.
Ó gbé fún mi. Ìyá ẹ ṣe gan o. Bá mi kí dáadáa. Ó ṣe tóbi gbẹ̀ tóbi gbẹ̀.
Mufasa. Oh my God! You better kill it. You better kill it. Show me something.
So that is it for the phenomenal story of Ayo Megbopeola. Thank you very much. Kindly subscribe to this channel. If you're an entrepreneur, you need entrepreneur skills, you need business ideas, you need business motivations, this is the right place to you. This is the hub for entrepreneurs. So thank you. See you in another video.